Lewis from Shrubwood Studios here with a reaction video where hopefully you'll be able to hear what I'm saying. I've got the volume on quite low at the moment, but I am still a bit rusty on this, so bear with me. But what we're going to be reacting to today is something that I've been quite excited for and I didn't think would be here this soon. This is episode 1 of Songbird Sanctuary by Python Movies Productions. Now, if you don't know what Songbird Sanctuary is, I would highly recommend going and subbing to Python. Basically, it's his take on a DI type series. It's got a lot of vibes from what he's hinted so far, similar to sort of like IOTM, MI, a bit of PV, but mostly it reminds me mostly of MI and IOTM actually. Yeah, he's dropped a bunch of hints, but here's the first episode. Go into this completely blind. We've already got what looks like some stock footage in the first shot, so let's get into this.
The Great Pacific Ocean, the largest ocean on our planet, a grand mass of water, infamous not just for its size, but the secrets it withdraws. As of this year, only approximately 14% of this ocean has been explored.
Like the Walking with Monsters music.
For centuries, humankind has theorized that oceans much like this one hid massive leviathans, creatures of unfathomable size, sporting bizarre builds. And while the Pacific hides several strange creatures, not all are aquatic, and not all are natural. This is Sanctuary Island, longitude minus 154, latitude 1, smack in the middle of the Pacific. It has 2 seasons, wet and dry. But in 2002, thanks to New Age technology and tactics, there was a spike of dinosaur DNA being found worldwide, some on the mainland, some on Sanctuary Island itself. And in 2005, a company called Mockingbird Co. purchased Sanctuary Island from the government of Portugal, gave it its name, and began Operation Rise, the regulated island for scientific evolution, where Mockingbird Co. bred genetically modified organisms based on dinosaur DNA, the closest thing to living, non-avian dinosaurs that we have alive today. The entire island is divided into several chunks. Up north exists the aptly named Northern Woodlands. The capital of this province is the Conifer Forest, home to a variety of massive herbivores and deadly predators.
Oh, that's a nice shot. So here we've got the Walking with Monsters intro music. And I'm assuming this is intro.
Our story begins with one of the smallest creatures on the island. This male Zuniceratops is named Hermes. He is around the size of a man, and despite the fact he is armed with 2 forward-facing horns, he is one of the most vulnerable animals on Sanctuary Island. By nature, Zuniceratops is a herd animal, relying on large numbers for defense, but Hermes is an outlier. His first herd was picked off one by one, and the other Zuniceratops herds have refused to let him join. Hermes is almost always tired or hungry, not due to a lack of resources, but due to the fact that he is constantly on the run.
Ooh. I feel like personally I might have had the music be a little more fast-paced here. The camera work is also maybe a little shaky. It's a little hard to see what's going on. But overall, this has been pretty good so far.
In the end, it seems to be Hermes' small size that saved him from his attacker. But the Accolabeta is persistent and bushwhacks to the cornered Ceratopsian. A bellowing roar scares off the Accolabeta. Nearby is a titan from Sunrise Forest, visiting this territory. A titan that even the predators of carnivore forests fear.
Not sure what that was. It might have been the Dryptosaurus. I don't recognize the figure. I think my biggest critique so far is some of the puppeting is a little too jerky and fast-paced. Like, it makes it seem as though the animals have no weight to them. Like, they're just plastic. And it also makes it a bit hard to see what's going on. I feel like maybe some of the puppeting the animals shouldn't jerk around as often. They should move a bit more slowly and purposefully, perhaps. But maybe that's just me.
Elsewhere on Sanctuary Island is the Midlands, a wide expanse of open land divided by occasional scrublands. Right now, we are in its capital, the Primal Plains. This region is home to a wide variety of dinosaurs, just about to show their face.
I didn't see a figure there, did I? No. I like that shot.
The first dinosaur to show their face is a small ankylosaur called Gargoylosaurus. These animals are common on the island, and are the only species of ankylosaurid on Sanctuary Island that can peacefully coexist with stegosaurids, such as Miragaia. Stegosaurids are fairly common, and Miragaia is one of the bigger ones. Despite being considered a junior synonym to Dacentrirus in the fossil record, it was bred for Sanctuary Island with a Stegosaurus-based genome, causing it to become distinct from Dacentrirus. Miragai is not the only creature to experience this phenomenon.
I was going to say, I kind of like the Pachycephalosaurus headbutting contest just in the background while we're getting information on the Miragai, just as if it's a normal thing. I kind of like that.
Gaia's Majesty. It is humbled by the mighty Stegosaurus. This bull has seen a great many battles. He and his kind are the second largest herbivores on Sanctuary Island. But there's one species that dwarfs them all. Sidarosaurus, the largest dinosaur on the island, and it isn't much of a contest. Sauropods are hard to come by on Sanctuary Island, and Sidarosaurus are rare. Purposely so, as if many were bred and released, the ecosystem would be overrun.
Not even sure what this figure is. I don't know. Is it just a Chinosaur? I'm not sure. Oh, it's rubbery. That's actually kind of cool because it means you can do things like this.
As for the carnivores of this area, Achylobetas also hunt here, though these individuals are more adapted for chasing than ambushing. Smaller dromaeosaurids also hunt here. This velociraptor is following a scent trail that should lead to some sort of prey animal.
Edgeline in the back may be a bit obvious, but I like that. The use of the custom feet for the Safari Giga. Oh wait, it's not a Giga, is it? It's a brain. Eocarcharia. Gosh, how did I forget that?
Ace, a massive male Eocarcharia. In the skies, pterosaurs watch Ace from above, hoping to steal a part of his next kill. And on the ground, nothing does to get close to him. Except for one thing. The massive bull Stegosaurus, who based on his missing Phacomizer spine, has fought with Ace before. And Ace is ready for a rematch.
Can't help but feel as though a missing Phagomizer could mean a bunch of things other than fighting one specific individual before, but let's see how this goes. Okay, you could see the base for the Safari Giga floating there a bit. That's a bit of a shame. I almost wonder if top down was the best angle for this. Again, this is kind of where that figure having a base kind of sucks. Slow motion. I assume.
Ace backs down after the bull almost strikes him. Perhaps Ace isn't as dominant as he seems. And yet he doesn't give up. In fact, he has just found a new target. Ace chooses a Miragaya. Despite being armed with a Phagomizer of its own, Ace's size should give him a win.
That was quick.
And ultimately, the Miragaya doesn't even fight back. Ace's only enemy is the bull Stegosaurus. When he finally kills the beast, he shall reign supreme.
Well, that definitely isn't foreshadowing. Nice river.
Now we find ourselves back in Conifer Forest. Hermes has crossed through the west to the east of his domain and finds himself at a sacred ground, the rivers of Lake Irritator. The namesake species is common here, and it shares its territory with the small ceratosaur, Myshikosaurus. And the larger Spinosaurid, Baryonyx. Now that the Baryonyx has caught a meal, Hermes goes to drink. The native theropods of Lake Irritator are usually peaceful. However, Hermes won't take any chances. A sudden roar startles the Baryonyx. This river is near Sunrise Forest, where a whole population of fierce predators rule.
The way the credits go by is maybe a bit jerky. Wonder how that's been done. Hey, thank you. Right, so what did I think of that? Well, I think I kind of gave most of my thoughts during it, but on the whole, I definitely think it was good. My main criticisms were probably with the camera work. The editing was very good. My only real problems were probably with like camera work, like having some of the puppeting being a bit jerky and having things like a base like moving in shot for Ace's scenes. I'm assuming it's the Dryptosaurus that we've just seen the feet of so far. That's being hyped up quite well. I can only assume there'll be some sort of rivalry between Ace and that old Stegosaurus. Hermes is clearly going to be an important character. The music was pretty good, but I think in some cases maybe it could have been linked to what was happening a bit better. But overall, that was rather good. So I can't remember if I gave these before like a score of out of 5 or out of 10. To go with out of 10, let's say maybe 6 or 7. Yeah, 6 or 7, I think. But I think there's tons of potential here. I think this could very easily end up being one of the best DinoTube series. It just needs a bit of refining. But with that, I'm going to end this video. Scrubwood Studio. Oh, by the way, make sure to go sub to Python, by the way. Python Movies Productions. Yeah, Scrubwood Studios signing out.